Hey guys, welcome back. I'm starting a new series based on a lot of requests that I'm getting from my subscribers. The series that will be focusing will be the Python programming. And in this Python programming series, we will be focusing on Python 3.x, which seems to be getting very popular. During this series, I will show you, starting from the installation to pretty much we're going to cover a lot of things. So stay tuned in this series with me. So I'm going to show you how do you really set up and install the Python 3.x on a Windows system. Later in the same series, I'll show you how do you make use of your Linux if you're running Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat. You can pick any Linux distribution that you like, and I'll show you in a couple of the distribution how do you really install Linux and Python and go from there basically. So I'm going to go ahead and do the install on Windows 10. So I'm on this my Mac, I'm running Windows 10. So on Windows 10, I will show you how do you really, where do you go, where do you go and download the Python, how do you install, how do you set up, and followed by I'll show you in another video how do you really set up an IDE environment, which is integrated development environment, to set up that you can use for your day-to-day Python programming. So I will not take much of your time. So let's go ahead and jump onto we'll look one of the browsers and so I'm using Microsoft Edge here. So I've opened already google.com. So in the google.com, just simply go ahead and type Python here and go ahead and simply press the enter. So there are a couple of web pages that you will get to see. The first web page that on the top it says welcome to Python, that's a python.org. So simply go to this python.org, or you can take a look here. It says download Python. So I will just go ahead and simply click on download Python. Give it a couple of seconds and you're on the Python page. So as of today, which is November 24, 2018, 5 p.m. Pacific, the version out there is Python 3.7.1. So that's the version we will be using, and it says download the latest version for Windows, which is the Python 3.7.1. So just simply go ahead and click on this version that we will be using for this series. So go ahead and simply just run. I'm not gonna save. I will go ahead and simply run this. So it'll just take a couple of seconds. So now we are being prompted for the install. So there are a couple of things. It says, okay, hey, where do you want to install? Do you want to customize the install? Do you want to install the launcher? But make sure you do check the add Python to 3.7 to your path. If you don't do that, what happens then if you want to run or type the Python from the command line, you would have to provide the full path. If you don't want to keep on providing the full path, it's better to add the Python executable to your path. So I will go ahead and select this box. Make sure this is a very important box, and once it's selected, just simply go ahead and click on install now. So before I click on install now, it says it's going to include some idle, pip, and documentation. So during this series, I'll talk about what is pip, some of the documentation. If you really want to do some of the customize install, you can go ahead and click on customize installation, which I'll be skipping for this part. So for us, most of the things are good with the install now. The most important thing to check is make sure you add the Python to your path. And once that's done, just simply go ahead and click on install now. And on my different screen, I've been prompted, do you want this app to make changes to your drive? It's something like this. Hopefully you can see. And then simply go ahead and click yes. And now the install is started. As you can see, it has started installing some of the standard libraries, some of the other things. So it'll be just a couple minutes, and in a few minutes we'll have our Python installed on this Windows 10. So it's installing like a TCL TK support right now. And now it's getting installed Python launcher, and you can see it's installing pip bootstrap, and it's going to install a couple more things, and now it's adding to the path, and it says setup was successful. If you want to take a look at more details, you can always go to the documentation or online tutorial. And once we are done with the install, just simply go ahead and click close here. So now we just went and downloaded Python. We installed the Python onto our Windows 10 laptop, and at the same time I made sure we added that to the path. Now let's go ahead and confirm whether the Python was really installed or not, and are we able to launch the Python. So I'll go ahead and bring up my command prompt here. Once we are on the command prompt, if everything went well, I should be able to execute python hyphen hyphen version command. And as you can see guys, we were able to successfully install, and the python executable is part of our environment variable or the path. That's why when we ran the command python with the dash dash version command, we were able to execute without any problem. If you don't add this into the path, then you will not be able to just type the python. You would have to provide the complete path wherever you have installed. So now let's try going into the python's interactive mode just to make sure that we are able to connect to the python interactive shell and do a few things. And once you run the python shell or interactive prompt, you're prompted, okay, hey, the version of the python that you're running is 3.7.1, and now you're on the python interpreter shell, where you can go ahead and do some of the basic things just to make sure things are looking good. And once you made sure everything is looking good, you can come out from the python interactive shell. You can just simply type quit if you're not sure. If I just type the quit, it will say, okay, hey, to really come out from the shell, use the quit with the parentheses or press the Control Z, or type return to exit. So we'll go ahead and type again the quit, and this time we'll go ahead and use the parentheses, and we are really out of the python shell. So hopefully this made sense. How do you really go ahead and install the python on Windows 10, and how do you really add it to your path so you can start typing a program or go to the interactive shell and start using. That'll be all for this video. In the next video, I will go ahead and show you how do you really install an IDE environment and make use of the Python that we just installed. Thank you.